to record them all. Okay. Okay. So let's find ourselves in nice, comfortable seats. Cross-legged only if that's comfortable for you. And we'll begin to settle into our seats, really feeling ourselves resting comfortably, connecting with the earth beneath us, letting the sitting bones and tailbone melt down into our mats. And we'll give ourselves 3 deep, deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose, taking in as much air as possible. And when you feel ready, just sigh it out through your mouth and really release with that exhale. Try to let all of your breath and energy go down into your seat so that you really connect with the surface beneath you. And so now, bringing awareness back to your seat on your mat, really settling in. Allowing the spine to lift up so that we sit up nice and tall. We'll give ourselves an inhale, lifting the shoulders all the way up to your ears. And as you exhale, rolling the shoulder blades onto your back, releasing your shoulders, opening up the center of the chest, allowing your heart chakra, called Anahata, to sit nice and open so that you can radiate out all of that beautiful energy of love and compassion, as well as connect with those around you in your space or connecting with each other virtually, allowing you to lead from your heart. Crown of the head is lifting up to the sky. The very top of the head lifts up. Our 7th chakra, called Sahasrara. The energy center connecting with your higher purpose in life. It is our connection to the divine. So now we'll begin to cultivate our breathing. We'll begin by inhaling through the nose to the count of 6. And exhaling through your nose to the count of 6. Deep, deep, steady breaths from your belly. And bringing all of your awareness to your breath. Nice, deep, steady breaths that you focus on. Focusing on the breath will allow you to let go of anything that may be floating through your mind. It'll allow you to connect with your soul, with your spirit soul, connecting with your internal self. The self that lives outside of time. The self that lives outside of space. And if you notice your mind trying to creep back in and distract you from your breathing, as soon as you notice that, you can go right back to your counting. Just pull yourself back. Coming so deeply into the breath that you almost lose complete sensation of the body. And begin to find yourself in your breath. And so now just coming back to your natural rate of breathing. Try to stay aware of the breath though, without cultivating it in any way. Just observe your breath. Checking in with yourself, seeing how you feel. Maybe you're noticing your seat really planted on the mat now, really settled in. And so now very gently beginning to bring your awareness back into the space. You can open the eyes just a little, opening them to a soft gaze. Slowly allowing light back into your awareness. And so now just go ahead and extend your legs out in front of you. If you'd like, you can bounce them. Maybe you'd like to swish the legs side to side, all the way up to your hips. You can spread out our toes here, really stretch out the feet, and you can even make circles with your feet in both directions. No claws. And so now we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Coming to Baddha Konasana pose. You can sit as close or as far away from your heels as you'd like. Go ahead and wrap your hands around your feet. Inhale and lift your spine to the sky. As you exhale, bring your belly forward and down. And just staying with the breath. And on your next inhale, just begin to rise up, and we'll gather the knees, extend your legs out in front of you. And if you'd like, you can bounce and swish your legs once again. You can do yoga with us. And now tacking the legs and feet together in Dandasana pose. Try to keep your legs or your feet flexed. That'll keep the legs engaged. And we'll align the fingertips along the sides, helping us sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lifting your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, just fold forward. And again, breathing deep, deep breaths here. We'll try to keep our awareness with our breath throughout the entire practice. That will allow us all to come deeper into our practice. And so now extending your hands out in front of you with the palms facing up. Inhale and rise up. Exhale, your hands down. So now we'll come back to Baddha Konasana pose. Soles of the feet together, wrapping hands around. Inhale, lifting spine. Exhale, belly forward and down. Once again, staying with your breath. And we'll make sure that we use the breath throughout our entire practice today, allowing the breath to help us come deeper and move through any discomfort that we may feel in any of our poses. The breath is helping us keep our awareness inside of the body to the deepest part of ourselves. And so now we'll inhale and rise back up and gather your knees, extend your legs out in front, maybe another bounce or swish. And so now we'll come back to sitting cross-legged, sitting in Sukhasana or meditation pose. And again, the seat is nice and planted, spine tall. Inhale, lifting shoulders to ears. Exhale, shoulder blades onto your back. So now we'll take another inhale. And as you exhale, bring your chin down to your chest. Let your chin sink down as low as you can. And if you'd like, you can even roll the shoulder blades down the back again, really opening up the back of the neck. And now rolling the right ear over your right shoulder. We'll bring the left hand to the floor beside you. And we'll reach our right arm over the head and place the fingertips behind the right, or left ear, sorry. Deep, deep breaths here. And so now bringing the right hand down beside you, just roll the chin to the chest once again. Stay with the breath, deep breaths from the belly. And now rolling the left ear over your left shoulder, bringing the left arm up over your head, placing your fingertips behind your right ear. And now bringing that left hand down beside you, roll the chin to the chest. A few more breaths. And now rolling the chin to the right shoulder. Inhale, lifting the chin up on the right. Roll to the left and exhale down on your left. And so we'll just keep making nice circles here. Keeping the breath connected to the movements. And the next time your chin arrives at your chest, just roll in the opposite direction. Inhaling up on the left. Exhaling down on the right. And when your chin arrives at your chest again, pause the rotations. Breathe from your belly. And now inhale, lifting the chin up to the sky. Let your head fall back. Stay with the breath. And on the next exhale, bring the chin back down to your chest. Breathing deep breaths. And now inhale, lifting chin to a neutral position. So now we'll take another nice inhale and lift the spine to the sky. As you exhale, bring your chest toward your right knee. Roll to the left. Inhale up on the left. Exhale down on your right. Maybe noticing the hips gently opening up. And the next time you're upright, inhale and lift the spine. Exhale, chest to left knee, circling to right. And the next time you're upright, you can release those rotations and we'll align the fingertips along the sides, just helping you sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lifting arms overhead, interlace the fingers, flip the palms and stretch them up to the sky. And so now we'll take another nice inhale. On your exhale, begin to round your back, bringing your arms down in front of you, pressing out through the palms. Inhale, lifting arms up over your head. Exhale, rounding back, pressing out through the palms, really stretching. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, round the back. Once more, inhale, lifting arms up. And this time on the exhale, we're gonna twist to the right side. So we're planting that right hand near the base of your spine. Get a nice deep twist. And so now inhale, turn back to front, bring arms up overhead, interlace fingers, flip palms, stretch them to the sky. Just a few nice breaths here. Another nice inhale, and as you exhale, twist to the left side this time. Keeping that right hip planted down so you feel your twist from mid to upper back. And inhale, turn back to front, bring arms overhead, interlace fingers, flip palms, stretch them to the sky. And another inhale. This time on your exhale, bring your arms down behind you, clasp your hands. You want to snuggle those shoulder blades a little closer together so you open the center of the chest. Inhale and lift your arms. Only go as high as you feel comfortable going. You don't need to strain or overstretch your shoulders. Just kind of slowly warming and opening them. And on your next exhale, just releasing your arms back down. Inhale, lift arms overhead, interlace fingers, flip palms, press them up, sinking tailbone down as the shoulders and palms are lifting up. One more inhale. This time on the exhale, just fold forward. Stretching the lower back after that twisting and rounding. And so now inhale and walk yourself back up, and we'll go ahead, extend the legs one more time, bouncing and swishing them. So now we're going to tap the legs together once again, only this time we're going to cross that right foot over your left thigh. You can hug that right knee in as close to your chest as you can. Well, good, you can bring your left hand to your knee. Take an inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to the right side. Again, planting that hand near the base of the spine if you can get it there, or wherever you can reach. And if you'd like, you can even wrap your left arm around the knee. And so now we'll turn back to front. You can bring hands to the opposite side just to take a counter twist. Give the spine a twist. And now turn back to front and extend that right leg. So now we're crossing left foot over, hugging the in close. Inhale, lift the left arm up. Exhale, twist to the left side and maybe wrap right arm around the knee. Deep, deep breaths. And on your next inhale, turn back to front, maybe another counter twist. Back to front again and extend the left leg. And we're going to keep them tacked together as we align fingertips along the sides. Inhale, lifting arms overhead, lifting upper body. Exhale, fold forward. Nice deep, deep, steady breath. And now extending hands in front, palms up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, your hands down. So now we'll just come to table pose, coming to hands and knees. If you have a blanket or something that you'd like to put under your knees, you can feel free to do so. Maybe a pillow or a cushion, or maybe you're okay the way you are. So now the fingers are spread wide, shoulders stack over your wrists, and knees are hip width apart. We'll take an inhale to drop the belly, lift the head and tail. Feel free to curl the toes and bring the center of your chest forward, cow stretch. Or on your exhales, rounding the back, pressing into palms, gazing at belly button, cat stretch. Inhale, drop belly, lift head and tail, come to cow. Exhale, round the back to cat. One more, inhale, drop belly, lift head and tail. Exhale, round your back. And now bringing your spine back to a neutral position. We'll take another nice inhale. This time on the exhale, bring your hips toward your right heel. Roll to the left. Inhale up on your left and circle around to exhale down on the right. And when you find yourself upright again, just take another inhale and exhale in the opposite direction. Come to left heel, roll around to the right, inhale up on the right, exhale down on your left. And when you find yourself upright again, you can let go of those rotations. Checking in, making sure fingers are wide and shoulders are over wrists. We'll curl the toes, lift the knees and hips, press back to downward facing dog. You can pedal out the feet or move your hips side to side. Really stretch out in your down dog. Make any adjustments you need to make. So if you want to walk the hands forward to lengthen your dog, feel free to do so. And so now let's all take an inhale and rise up on your toes. As you exhale, press the heels down firmly. So your weight is pressing back, away from the wrists. Arms are hugging in toward one another. Crown of the head is dangling down. Tailbone stretches up. Heels press down. Give yourself a nice cleansing breath in your downward facing dog. So now we'll look up at the hands and walk your feet forward to meet your hands. We'll take a moment in forward fold just to stretch out. Maybe bringing hands to the elbows. Letting gravity open up your shoulders even more. Crown of the head dangles down so that the spine can begin to release. And so now we'll take an inhale and rise just halfway up to a flat back. Maybe we can engage the lower belly and stretch out the crown of the head so that your spine is straight, back is flat. Core feels nice and strong here. And on the next exhale, just fold forward once more. Maybe your belly comes closer to your thighs. You're folding just a little deeper. Inhale and rise just halfway. Once more, engaging lower belly. And on your exhale, fold even deeper this time. Now bend into the knees. Bring your belly closer to your thighs. And one vertebrae at a time, begin to rise up. Coming up to standing. And finding yourself in your Tadasana. So the feet are nice and parallel with one another. Nice and planted on the mat. In fact, let's lift all 10 toes off the mat. And allow the weight to sink down into your heels. Really feel yourself beginning to plant on the mat. And starting with baby toes, we're going to replace our toes on the mat 2 at a time. 2 baby toes at a time, then the second. Keep going until your big toes are nice and planted. And you're noticing how you're feeling grounded where you stand. Really connecting with your presence, connecting with your sense of being here, being steady and strong. Next, we will engage the lower belly, very gently engaging it. So feel the lower belly rise up, belly button gently comes back toward the spine. And that's allowing the tailbone to sink down so that the heart chakra is beginning to, the root chakra and the first chakra, the root chakra is beginning to engage. So you're sending that energy down toward the mat. Again, helping you feel connected. So then we'll lift the spine up. We're standing nice and tall. Feet are still connecting. Inhale, lifting shoulders to ears. Exhale, shoulder blades onto your back. Let the palms face forward. Crown of the head lifts up to the sky. So just take a moment here. Feel your presence. Notice again how you're nice and balanced. And so now, give yourself an inhale and lift the arms up overhead. Let your palms touch at top. Lift the spine, even look up at your thumbs. Really stretch here, but continue to let the tailbone sink. On the exhales, we'll engage the lower belly to swan dive forward and down, coming all the way to a forward fold, letting the crown of the head dangle. Inhale, rise just halfway, engage lower belly. And as you exhale, fold forward once again. Take a nice inhale and come all the way up. Bring your arms alongside you. Let the palms touch at top. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center to your sides. One more. Inhale, reach the arms up high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center to your sides. So we'll take another inhale. Lift the arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Now this time what we're going to do is we're going to step that right leg back. We're coming to a low runner's lunge. So next, release your right knee to the mat, flatten out the right foot. Inhale and come up to your crescent lunge. So both feet are now engaging with the mat. The top of the right foot and the bottom of the left foot are engaging. If you would like more of a stretch, you can shift your hips forward. But we want to keep lifting the center of the chest to the sky. That way we don't crunch into the lower back. And so now we'll take another nice inhale. Exhale, hands to the mat. So we're going to plant that right hand down firmly. Give yourself another inhale. As you exhale, twist your upper body to your left side, stretching that left arm to the sky. If you'd like more of a challenge here, you can curl the right toes and lift that knee. If you lift the knee, really press your heel back firmly. Maybe that leg is nice and straight. And maybe you're twisting so deeply that you can gaze up at your left thumb. Another nice inhale. Exhale your hand back down to the mat. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and lift that right knee and bring the right foot forward. Inhale, rise just halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Let's inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, and step your left leg back for the lunge. Release your left knee to the mat. Flatten out the left foot. Inhale, come back to your crescent on the other side this time. Deep, deep breaths. And now give yourself another inhale. Exhale, hands back down to mat. Left hand now plants firmly. Take another inhale. As you exhale, twist your upper body to the right side, stretching right arm to the sky. And again, if you want to go ahead and go a little deeper in the pose, you can curl the left toes, lift that knee. Deep, deep breaths here. Another nice inhale. Exhale, right hand down. And if you haven't already, lift left knee and we'll bring the left foot forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, bring your belly to your thighs. So now we'll take another inhale, lift the upper body, come to Utkatasana pose. So here, all of the feet are engaged, or the full bottom of your feet are engaged. The outer edges are pressing down. And try not to let your knees cave in unless your feet are together. Another nice inhale. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs. Hang out for just a moment. Relieve the quads. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center to your sides. A nice cleansing breath here. And so now we'll inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, come to downward facing dog. So the weight's pressing back, crown of the head is dangling, arms are hugging in, tailbone up, heels down. And so now we'll rise up on the toes, come forward to your plank position. Shoulders are directly over the wrists, lower belly's engaging, heels press back. If you feel like you want to bring your knees down to the mat, you can go right ahead. Listen to your body. And so now we'll shift the weight back. Come back to your downward facing dog. Step the big toes together in the center of the mat. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky and bend that knee. We want to bring that right foot next to your left hip. Press your left heel down. Keep pushing your weight back. Maybe lift that right knee to open up your hip. And now releasing that right foot down. We'll inhale, lifting left leg up. Bend that knee. Press your right heel down. Press your weight back. Lift your left knee. And now releasing your right foot down. Coming back to your full expression of downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So now we'll rise up on the toes, come forward to your plank position again. This time we'll exhale and lower all the way down to your mat. Engaging the tops of the feet, elbows are close. Inhale, lift the chest for cobra pose. Exhale, back down to your mat. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, downward facing dog, stretching here. Now step the big toes together in center. Bend your knees, look at your hands, jump your feet forward. Inhale, rise just halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center to your sides. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands downward facing dog. Rise up on the toes, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Once more. Give yourself a cleansing breath here. So now we'll step the big toes together in center. Inhale, lift the right leg up once again, but this time we're going to bring the foot up between the hands. So we'll release that left knee down, flatten the foot. Inhale, come up to your crescent once again. So now this time we'll take an inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands down to heart center, and we're going to twist to the right side. So that left elbow hooks to the outside of the right knee. Right elbow's reaching up to the sky. Maybe we gaze up to the ceiling. And if you'd like more of a challenge, you can curl the left toes, lift that knee, and again, press that knee back, just like we did the first time we came into a lunge. Another nice inhale. Exhale back to front. Release the hands. If you haven't, lift that left knee. Bring that left foot forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Stepping big toes together in center. Inhale, lifting left leg up. Exhale, that foot between hands. Right knee now comes down, flattening right foot. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Another inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Twist to your left side this time. So if you'd like, you can even press the palms together. That will allow you to twist deeper. If you want to go deeper in the pose altogether, just curl the right toes, lift that knee, press that heel back. You want that leg straight. And you want to feel like your left shin could actually slide across the floor in front of you, pulling in opposite directions. Another nice inhale. Exhale, back to front, release the hands. Step that right foot forward. Inhale, rise just halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands down through heart center to your sides. Another nice cleansing breath. So again, feeling the feet engaging with the mat. Feel yourself standing nice and steady. Nice and strong. You can even really try to connect with your breath. Just like at the beginning where we began to lose the sensation of the physical body. We were just feeling our breath. And so now we're gonna come into a balance pose. So if you'd like to get closer to a wall, you can feel free to do that, whatever works for you. So we're gonna put all of the weight into the left foot. We really wanna sink everything down into that foot. Forget you have a left leg. Bring all of your awareness and your energy into your left foot. So the next thing we'll do is bend the right leg. We wanna catch that right foot with the right hand. You can really open up your shoulder here so that you get a good grip on that foot. And maybe that right knee lines up with the left knee. Next thing we'll do is lift your left arm alongside your head. So we're still pressing the weight down into that left foot and lift your sternum up so that you're nice and tall. If you're feeling comfortable here, you can go ahead and begin to slowly shift the weight forward. Come to your dancer pose. If you come to dancer, press your right foot into the hand. And now release, coming out of the pose, releasing that right foot and shaking out your legs. And now we'll even come back to Tadasana pose, finding yourself nice and grounded. Check in, look down at your feet, really take notice of them. Make sure that they're parallel with one another. The weight is sinking down into them. And you're inhaling, lifting shoulders to ears. Exhale, shoulder blades onto the back. Let the palms face forward. And give yourself another nice cleansing breath. Sigh it all down into your feet. Find your sense of stability, letting the tailbone sink down, activating that energy. And so now we're going to take our balance pose on the other side so we keep the energy and the body in balance. So we'll begin to send the weight down into the right foot. Again, focusing everything on that foot, forgetting about any other part of the body. And now we'll bend into the left leg, grabbing that left foot. Again, open up the shoulder. Really let that left shoulder come back so that you can get a good hold on your foot. Next, we'll inhale, lifting right arm up alongside the head. And of course, you're welcome to stay here in this variation of the pose. But if you'd like to take it a little deeper, begin to shift the weight forward. Pressing. I'm losing my balance. Pressing your left foot into your hand. Let me try that again. Don't forget to breathe here. And release, coming back, shaking out the legs. And again, back to your Tadasana pose, feet nice and parallel. Again, look at your feet. Really check in with them. Make sure that you notice them so you can begin to really feel them planting on the mat. Spine tall, center of chest open. Another cleansing breath. Connecting with the breath, feeling your presence. And so now, give yourself an inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward and down. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, plant the hands downward facing dog. We'll hold for just a few breaths, but again, make your dog an active dog. Stay present in the pose. Downward dog's not just a transitional pose. Weight is back, arms hug in, crown of the head dangles. And now release the knees to the mat, and you can come to seated with the legs extended out in front of you once again. If you'd like to bounce or swish the legs side to side, feel free. And so one more time, we'll bring the soles of the feet together to Baddha Konasana pose. The hips should be nice and open now. And we'll inhale, lift the spine. Exhale, belly forward and down. Deep, deep, steady breaths. Use your breath as a meditation. Let go of the physical part of your practice. And inhale and rise up once again. Gathering knees, extending legs, stretching them out, bouncing or swishing. And now tacking legs and feet together again, aligning fingertips along the sides. Inhale, lift the arms, lift upper body. Exhale, fold forward. Really use your breath here. Deep, deep breaths. Again, finding yourself in your breath rather than focusing on your posture. That will allow you to naturally open up without any effort at all and allow you to fold even deeper. And now extending your hands out in front of you with the palms up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, the hands down. And so now we'll just bend into your knees and come down on our backs. When you get there, squeeze your knees into your chest. You can make circles on your spine or rock side to side if that feels good. I knew you were coming back when I laid down. And so now we'll bring the soles of the feet down to the mat. You can check in with your heels. Make sure that they're only close enough to your bum that your fingertips can graze them. You want to keep the back of the head nice and flat on your mat. Give yourself an inhale and lift the hips up to the sky. If you'd like, you can snuggle your shoulder blades underneath and clasp the hands. Or if you'd like, you can bend your arms and bring your thumbs, your hands underneath your sacrum so that you give yourself some support, if you like. Or if you have a pillow or something, a cushion, you can rest your lower back on that if this is too much of a back bend for you today. And now, one vertebrae at a time, begin to gently bring yourself back down to your mat. Feeling the spine resting comfortably and maybe gently swaying the knees side to side. And so now stabilizing the knees in center, and we'll check in, make sure the heels are still only close enough that we can graze them with the fingertips. Give yourself an inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Once again, come back to bridge pose. Soles of the feet are pressing down, tops of the thighs are lifting up. Stay with the breath, keeping the back of your head nice and flat on the mat so you can keep some space between the chin and chest. And one vertebrae at a time, begin to come back down to your mat. And again, gently swaying the knees side to side, being gentle with your lower back, particularly if it started to become tweaky as we were doing the bridge poses. And so for this, we're going to do it one more time because 3 is such a lucky number. But you have options. So you can come into another bridge pose, or you can skip it all together if your lower back said that's enough. Or if you have wheel in your practice, you can come to that. So again, listening to your body, it's your practice. So you want to honor your body and your practice. Don't go farther than you need to go. So if you're coming to wheel, bringing the hands alongside the head, we're going to inhale and press into the feet, press into the hands. Staying with the breath. Maybe the arms are straightening a bit. Keeping the knees from splaying out. And whichever pose you're in, one vertebrae at a time, begin to come back down. And again, starting with a very gentle sway side to side of the knees. And now, if you'd like, hug your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Let that lower back release. Back of the head is nice and flat on the mat. Really give yourself a good stretch. And now bring your right hand to right knee, left hand to left knee. Gently pull your knees toward your shoulders. Thighs are on the outsides of the rib cage and the tailbone is sinking down, opening up the lower back after all of that arching and back bending. Deep, deep breaths here. And you can stay in your full wind pose, or you can come to happy baby, lifting soles of the feet up, grabbing feet on inside or outside, depending on your arms. Deep, deep breaths. Just using the breath to let everything release. Let go of tension you may be feeling anywhere in the body. And now, hugging knees into the chest so tight this time that you curl up into a ball. Lift the head and shoulders, bring nose to knees. And release, stretching arms overhead, feet down below. We're stretching as much as we possibly can. And on an exhale, bringing arms down by your sides with the palms facing up. We are taking Shavasana, so if you have a blanket handy or a pillow or a cushion that you'd like to use, grab it so you can get nice and cozy. And once you're nice and flat on the back, you can bring your heels to the outer corners of the mat and just let your feet roll out to the side. Make sure your arms have enough room away from the body that you notice the shoulder blades resting comfortably. And give yourself another beautiful, deep, deep cleansing breath in through the nose, sighing it out through the mouth. And really beginning to let yourself go. Letting the weight of the body melt down into your mat. You can even begin to soften the muscles of your face, letting the tongue drift away from the roof of your mouth. Let the eyes melt down into your sockets. And all you have to do now is just give your spirit self permission to transcend, to float away as your body rests here on your mat in your Shavasana. And so now it's time to come back from your journey. You can begin to deepen your breathing and maybe even wiggle your fingers and your toes. And when the time feels right for you, just hug your knees into your chest, maybe rock side to side again, or make circles on your spine. And when you're ready, just roll over to your right side and maybe even make a pillow with your right arm and take a moment to be mindful. Check in with yourself and just see how you're feeling. And now give yourself another inhale. And as you exhale, extend your top leg, press into your left palm, and come back to a comfortable seated position. And now let's just bring hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Thumbs gently pressing it against the sternum, palms gently pressing together, opening the center of your chest. And I'd like to seal our practice with the vibration of Om. Of course, you can join or you can listen in. It's up to you. So if you're joining me, let's take a nice deep inhale. Thank you all for joining this class this morning from the comfort of your home. Thank you for sharing your practice and your virtual energy. And thank you for allowing me to serve and be your teacher. Namaste. So have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, ladies. I hope you find something nice and fun to do at home.
You too.
Yeah, maybe bake some cookies or do something like that. Something fun. Yeah, so thank you again. It was so
cookies the other day, and
what did you say, Judy?
I said we baked cookies yesterday, but there's a downside to that too. After you've eaten them all.
Yeah, because it's kind of
you need an extra yoga class.
Our girls make
Yeah.
and they had to hide them last night so my husband wouldn't eat them all.
I know, that's the thing about this whole, staying home business is that, we're all going to come out of here, a few pounds heavier. And
in my neighborhood, some of us can, like I've been baking a lot of bread as well as cookies. And I have yeast. I have lots of yeast, but I'm low on flour. And some of my friends have flour, but they don't have any yeast. And so we're starting to do sort of a baker's swap in our neighborhood where, it's not one for one because there's a group of 8 of us. So it's sort of paying it around in the group. So it's working out really nice, really. We have a little baking co-op going. So it's good.
Yeah, well, hopefully that'll be what we'll see more of with all of this, people really working together and supporting one another. And yeah, if I'm out of milk, I want to be able to go to my neighbor's house and say, do you have any milk to spare?
Yes, what we're doing is texting and then leaving in each other's mailboxes or hanging in the bag on the door. And so there's no, we're keeping our distance, but we're texting it and then leaving it or calling and then leaving it in their mailboxes.
That's so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it'll help get, we should, because we need to barter, forget about all this money business and everything. It's,
Well, it's nice. And if somebody doesn't know, and sometimes what I'm swapping out is, a loaf of bread. I'll bake you bread if you can give me 2 cups of flour.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Well, lovely. Well, thank you again, ladies, for coming
Thank
to the
you.
class.
Good to
It was
see everybody.
wonderful to practice with you
Yeah.
and see you all.
You too.
Hopefully we'll see each other before summertime.
Yeah. I hope so.
Yeah. All right.
Namaste. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Mwah. Bye-bye.